I love Erykah Badu, man.
I do too, man. The Britney Renner's and Erykah Badu's. You know, that's a good point. That's a good fucking segue. Are they the same woman?
No, maybe.
I don't know.
Erykah Badu, man. First of all, I have to state, Erykah Badu has my favorite album of all time. If I had to listen to one album for the rest of my life, I would listen to Mama's Gun.
That is a good fucking question.
Turn your mic around.
One album.
So my thing is
to listen to.
My thing is always this. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, what is the perfect album to you? Right? Like, what's the album that you hear and you go, that's a perfect fucking album. So for me, I started thinking about Kanye's My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy, whatever. I think about Mama's Gun. I think about Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite. I started thinking about these albums. I think about Commons B. I think about Illmatic, or like some of my favorite albums. And then I started thinking, I'm like, all right, you can only have one. I'm going to take Mama's Gun by Erykah Badu. That shit to me is so fucking perfect.
Mama's Gun. I mean, that Mama's Gun is actually really, really good. That is such a hard fucking
question. Because you can't listen to nothing else.
Nothing else forever. You know, I mean, am I going Aquemini? Because I mean, Aquemini is like, to me, that's like the gold standard. And you have so much variety in there. Like,
absolutely.
You know, so it's like, I don't know. I think Aquemini would have to be there. I can't mention, you know, what I would have listened to, because he's in jail now for a long time.
He's not getting back out.
Yeah, so it won't be that album. I think we're supposed to counsel him. Are we supposed to counsel him?
We are supposed to cancel R. Kelly. Will he be canceled? I don't know, because Akon said he should get grace.
We didn't cancel Elvis, did we?
No.
Yeah.
She was only 14.
Yeah. So I think R. Kelly's cool. I think he's good. We starting on the fucking fire. God damn.
You know what's funny is I was with a couple one time, and they literally and this was years ago. This was before he was even on trial. Their rule was no Michael Jackson, no R. Kelly to be played at their wedding.
And you know what? I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, when I get remarried, I don't think I want Michael Jackson. You know what? Michael Jackson getting played. Fuck that. But I will say maybe no R. Kelly.
I don't know, man.
12 play.
Okay, so
maybe one R. Kelly gets played at the end of the night.
Look, it's tough for me because
one R. Kelly definitely gets played at the end of the night. 12 play remix definitely is the song everybody's going home drunk on.
Look, man,
to go ovulate and bake that baby.
And look, man, it's just tough, man, to think about. No R. Kelly at a wedding. Like, think about it. What we gonna do at the cookouts, the family reunion, when Step in the Name of Love come on?
Cannot play Step in the Name of Love. And we're absolutely not supporting R.
Hell
Kelly.
no, he got what he deserved. He didn't get he should get more. The nigga was a creep. Sorry.
Yeah,
he was a creep, dog.
He did creepy shit. You should not be controlling. Submission is a gift. And we are going to have that podcast before the end of the season. But submission is a gift, right? You don't demand submission. A woman offers submission. All right.
True.
And you have to be the type of man to understand how to counsel and guide that. You know, and if you're the type of man that wants a submissive woman, then you got to create an environment for you to be dominant, and then for her to be willing to offer that submission. Now, if you do that and then a woman's not submissive, then obviously you don't choose that woman. Like, you're waiting for a submissive. But the same way a dominant is waiting for a submissive, the submissive is also waiting on the dominant. So the goal is to find one another. Now, I know these terms get thrown, around and about, and people just be like, women be like, I want a dominant man. So men pretend to be dominant, not understanding that real dominance is, it goes to the comparison I always make. Who's in control, the horse or the rider? Right? Like, everybody thinks that, the rider's telling the horse where to go.
Yeah.
No, the horse is the whole force here.
Yeah.
And, anybody who rides horses, will tell you that when a horse is tired,
Yeah.
He's done.
He's not.
He or she is done. They're not going nowhere no more.
You would be standing there.
So again, so it goes back to the question: who's in control? You know, the horse or the rider? Well, obviously the horse, but the horse wants to please the rider, but the rider has to take care of the horse. And a lot of men don't understand that when you're deciding that, you know, okay, I want to pretend to be dominant because that's what it seems that beautiful women want. You also got to understand that it is your job to take care of that beautiful thing that you now have.
Well, they want 50-50 nowadays. Like.
And you can have 50-50 because average is 5. Bro, I got in almost the biggest fucking argument this weekend, by the way.
Oh, gosh.
Because they was asking like, yo, like, you know, what does certain chick look like? And I was like, yo, she was average. And they were like, what's average to you? And I was like, I don't know, 5, 5.5.
Yeah.
And they were like, what? Like that was ugly. I'm like, whoa. Average, we would say that everybody in general would be average.
Okay, cool.
And then you go up higher than there. And man, the women was so mad. You know, and it goes, I hate that we quoting them, but you know, it goes back to the dude, you know, Kevin, right? Kevin S., where he always asks women to rate themselves, and everyone has this ideal that they're higher.
Oh, they all 8s. Come on.
They're higher than what they actually are. And I'm like, no, like I grade hard as hell. Like for me, a 5 would be an average woman.
Here we go.
5.5.
Okay.
You know, but I was like, y'all not about to sit here and play me like pretty girl privilege don't exist.
Absolutely.
Like everyone knows what a beautiful woman looks like.
Absolutely.
And that's what I told her. I was like, if it was a super attractive woman, it was a backyard cookout. Shouts out to the Digital Cigar Lounge podcast. But you know, so we was over there at Eugene's crib, and I was like, if a beautiful woman walked through this gate right now, everybody in here would look up and be like, she's hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
like we know what pretty is.
Absolutely.
If you're not touching that, don't be upset.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, people assume that I'm ugly if I'm a 5 or if I'm a 4. No. It's a lot of 4s and 5s that's happily married in great relationships, who kill at their job, who make good money, who got, you know, they get whatever they want.
And
nothing's wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Look,
we gotta stop. We gotta stop pretending that.
And it's a lot of 10s that's dumb as rocks.
Yeah, and nobody wants.
Nobody wants.
Like, you know what I mean? Imagine being beautiful and nobody wants you.
That is funny.
Could it be a worse feeling in the world,
bruh?
Like, I mean, you could be ugly and nobody wants you, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but being beautiful and nobody wants you would have to be the second worst feeling in the world. Because if you're a 10 and no one wants you, like the only person that you could really marry would be a 2. If you were that stupid. But if you was a 2, there's a chance that you could probably marry a 5.
Yeah.
Right? If you're brilliant or if you're intelligent. Like they're you know, like I don't know what would be worse than being super fucking attractive and nobody in the attractive realm wants you. Because scientifically it's been proven that people date 25% higher than how they feel they are. So if you feel like you're a 6, then you're gonna date a 7.5, right?
Nice.
Or higher. Like that's gonna be your line.
Okay.
You know, right? If you feel like you're a 7, you're gonna feel like you should be dating a 8.8. You know, so people don't date down, you know, traditionally.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. I don't know what would be worse than being a beautiful person that's dumb as fucking rocks and nobody wants you.
Shout out to all the bad girls that's in Miami, that's in Houston, that's in LA, that's in
who's a universal 10? A universal 10
of all time, or just
like if we had to name someone that was just beautiful, just off the gate.
I'm gonna just go old school. Yeah. All right, let's do it like this. If we just go randomly, I think nobody's gonna argue over time that Halle Berry, J-Lo were just bad, just fine, right?
Yeah.
Like over time, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There was a point in time where it didn't matter what list it was. Halle Berry was number 1 on that list because she touched so many different backgrounds.
I think Halle Berry is like the obvious answer. Like,
yeah, and I'm just gonna give an obvious.
All the races,
all
genders. You know, this woman's just an amazingly beautiful woman.
Absolutely,
and she can't hear in one ear.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just think about that. Like, it's crazy. And because I was thinking about this on the way over here. Like,
okay,
who's just a universal 10? And the only other person I could even just think of, I was like, you know, you talking about early 2000s, so we talking about 20 years ago. That would have been a 38-year-old Selma Hayek.
Oh yeah, she fine still.
Yeah, she's still fine.
Yeah.
So like 38-year-old.
I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? And I was like, those are like the only two women that I'd say like just off gate, universal 10, walk in the door. Because like even Rihanna's my 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I don't think Rihanna's a universal 10.
Nah.
You know, so like.
She is fine as fuck.
She is. So it's like this idea that, I don't know, man, this entitlement that we have.
Yeah.
You know, in this country, like I deserve more. Someone owes me despite not measuring up. It's mind blowing, man.
It is mind blowing. We got a little sidetracked, but we're gonna pull it back in. How you been the last week? What you been up to, man?
Great, man. You know, not doing too much, man. Working on some side projects, you know.
That's good.
Nothing major.
I saw you was posting about Kowo, and then
the demise of Kowo. So
go ahead.
mean, it's nothing. It's nothing you can do. This is like the second time this has happened to me in business.
Okay,
because you know this is. I guess we still a business podcast.
Yeah, we still there.
We still there.
We still and not. I saw when you had posted about it, and you was it reminded me just about my business journey. Of like certain things that just ain't the end. You know, it might be the end of the road for that. But
yeah.
You know, the vision,
you learn
dream,
so much, man.
You do, and that's what I got from your post.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. You know, I was you know lamenting and just saying because I mean I knew it was over like 6 months ago.
Yeah,
and it's because like you know like Blue Bottle is I mean that was my model.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and I didn't have to compete with them because Blue Bottle was like $30, $40, $50 a bag.
Yeah,
right. So I could come in at 19. And we're good.
Yeah.
But when Blue Bottle decided that they were going to sell $15 bags of coffee,
yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's no need to fight,
Absolutely.
You know, the inevitable. And you know, well, I actually learned that. And I learned it way later than what I should have. Mm-hmm. I learned that when we had an iPhone store and BlackBerries was the big thing. Apple came along. Mm-hmm. And then that destroyed our business, right? And then I ended up going to business school. And I would never forget, we had a managerial accounting class, and the professor had gave everyone an assignment. It was group projects, like 8 groups, and it was it was this plant, and you had to decide whether the plant could become profitable, or you know, would you shut the plant down? Like, what would be your suggestion to create maximum profit is the wrong word, but I guess revenues would be the right word. What would you do to create the most revenues or the least amount of loss? Yeah. And all of our mindsets was in the mindset of, you know, we could shut down these divisions, and we can try to increase output here, and the company would have like, you know, everything, no matter what you did, the company was losing money.
Got you.
And it was 8 groups in there, and the professor gave the project to all 8 groups. It was like first 2 weeks of class, maybe first 3 weeks of class. And we all turned in our assignments, and one group got it right, I believe. Maybe nobody got it right, but I want to say one group had it right. The right answer was to shut the plant down. Damn. It was nothing you could do to save it. It was dead. Everything you did would cost you more money over a 20-year period than shutting the plant down. And it was such an eye-opener, right? Yeah. Because we're programmed to try to fight, to try to save, to kick, claw, scratch. Sometimes shit's just done. Yeah. You know, I talk to photographers all the time, and they have this grand dream of doing photography full time, and they want to leave their jobs where they have a constant paycheck, where they have security, where they have health insurance, where they have all this shit. And it's not funny, but it's sad to see them like fight against going back to work. Yeah. And so I talk to them all the time, and I'm like, yo, me personally, photography is full time for me. But I tell everybody, I'm like, if I could, I would go back to work and do both. Yeah. Because life was a lot easier then. I have a lot more freedom now, but before then, it was a lot easier, you know. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, don't be ashamed. And sometimes it goes to that thing of, you know, when I was reading your post, I'm like, damn, this reminds me of like those times where I'm like, all right, should I keep pushing? Should I like, all right, pivot, or should I figure out have I ran my course or whatever? So that's why I was just asking you, you know, I brought and I'm glad you did, because that's why I posted it, because, you know, everybody posts success, right? Oh, come on. That's what we do here. Everyone posts success. And I mean, I want people to understand that like, look, we'll get it all back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I've gotten it back twice, right? Yeah. This is time number 3. Yeah. You can get it back, but you have to look at those losses, though. You can't pretend that the losses don't exist.
Don't happen.
You know what I'm saying? Like the losses happen, and if like the fact that I can see that is a relief to me.
Absolutely.
You know, the fight, claw, scratch, and then I done wasted another 2-3 years and another tens of thousands of dollars. That's not brilliant. That's not smart.
It's not smart. You know what else isn't smart? Hold on, I'm gonna play my video. Tell you what else ain't smart.
These are unbelievably.
Let me do it like this. Y'all bear with me. Here we go.
I have a friend, he was very active on Tinder for a while, and he accumulated more than 20,000 matches on the app.
20,000?
20,000. And he was so successful that Tinder pinpointed him early on and gave him all kinds of free perks and bonuses and lifted his radius restrictions, gave him the Tinder Gold app or whatever version of it, basically trying to entice him to continue to use the app. Yeah, they wanted to entice him.
This is so amazing.
They never want you to leave.
These are unbelievably pernicious and vicious broad-scale social experiments that are far more potent than anything like government policy. He's in Genghis Khan territory with 20,000. That records for athletes, for example, and movie stars have reportedly slept with thousands of women. Yes, Wilt Chamberlain. And so you see what's happening is that Tinder is one of the forces that's transforming monogamy into polygamy. Some tiny minority of men get all the sexual opportunity. All the rest get virtually none. And that is a recipe for social instability.
I have a friend. He was very active.
My man was on Tinder. Getting it in, and for anybody who want to know what that is, that's Dr. Jordan Peterson, and Dr. Jordan Peterson is not I'm not really a fan per se, but he is a smart guy. He nails a lot of stuff. He's adamant on free speech. If anybody listens to Kevin Samuels, he's a disciple of Dr. Jordan Peterson. I know a lot of times you guys don't know where the information comes from. Yeah.
Dr. Jordan Peterson. If you do love debates and intellectual shit, check out Dr. Jordan Peterson versus Zizek. I want to say it's like a 2-hour pod, and it's you'll see how much of a lightweight Dr. Peterson is. A lot of people would disagree with me, but I followed him because he hits a lot of points when it comes to free speech, which is to me one of the things that is under attack. And I know that's a far right thing to say. The far right is always like, look, lying ain't free speech. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit, right? Yelling fire in a movie theater isn't free speech. So I don't listen to the right. But we are under attack when it comes to the ideal of masculinity, right? Like we're being taught that we got to be so damn near gender fluid, that it attacks for anyone that feels that they are masculine.
And by the way, y'all that was killing people for talking shit about Lil Nas X, y'all did not support his album like y'all fucking did everything else. But go ahead. I digress.
No, because because they're not supporting his music.
Supporters.
What they're supporting is the
agenda,
the emasculation of masculine men.
There's an agenda.
It's an agenda in there.
But sorry.
But anyway, back to the point of what he's saying in here is one of the biggest takeaways is a small percentage of men get all of the women.
Absolutely.
Now, I didn't know this was as bad as it was. Remember, we started this about 2 podcasts ago with the men saying that they want women to pay Dutch on dates and shit like this. And I was like, oh, shit. I didn't realize y'all dudes wasn't getting laid. Because there's no fucking way if you are a 5 and you're out with a 7 and you tell her you want her to pay half.
You got your card?
Yeah, you got it is impossible for you to get laid. It's not happening, right? Like... but when he goes into that this guy had 20,000 matches on Tinder,
that's crazy.
The first thing I thought was, I want to see telling the truth, right?
True,
because you could get it's easy to make a profile on Tinder to get matches.
Yeah,
it really is. Like if you get dapper in your photos, you're at nice places.
Yeah,
you don't look effeminate in your photos, right? Like you're dapper and you're sophisticated, not dapper and you're trying. Like if you look natural, and if you flash any semblance, that you might have a little bit of change, right? You can't be overt with it, right?
Absolutely.
Don't be the goofball with the Louis Vuitton bags in your photos. But if it's something that women can just catch in the photo, your watch, your shoes.
Yep.
Your belt, but you're not showing your belt.
Absolutely.
But she just happened to catch that H on your belt, right? There's ways to get your Tinder profile to where you would get a ton of fucking swipes.
And then you got to have the right information in the bio.
Yeah, right information in the bio.
It can't be crazy.
So I did want to know, like, did he craft it for likes?
Maybe.
And because here's the thing, because you can craft it for likes. Now I know a lot of guys. I hear they get matched and then like it's nothing afterwards.
Yeah, a lot of them are corny. But go ahead.
Because they're corny as fuck. But one of the things that I love that he said on there is that Tinder's turning monogamy and polygamy.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't know if it's turned into polygamy. See, here's the thing.
Okay.
I think we forgot about how to date so much. Like, you should not, if you meet someone and you go out on a date, right, on a Tuesday night.
Okay.
You don't date that one person for the next month until you decide this is the person you want to or not want to be with.
Absolutely.
If you go out on a date on a Tuesday, there's nothing wrong with going out on another date to watch the game on Thursday.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with going out on another date on a Saturday and there's nothing wrong with wrapping up Sunday with whoever your old, Boosie Skooski is, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. That is the dating. Do we want to call that polygamy though?
No.
No, I don't think that's polygamy, and I think that's being inferred here.
Yeah, because this is what they're trying to do. When women date multiple men at one time, it's just dating.
Yeah,
but when men do it, it's turned into like, okay, are you trying to date multiple people at one time, and then, like you said, they want to put the polygamy tag on it, or is it we just dogs or whatever? But the problem is like he said at the very end, he was like, it's such a small percentage of men. That's
small
really
percentage of men that's getting all of the women.
And certain men know how to shoot certain shots. Let me give you an example. My homeboy Jamar. Shout out to Jamar. I hope
you gotta stop using names.
Sorry.
Fucking Gavin Vlad over here.
Jamar, if you're listening, turn it off if you with your girl. This dude was a sniper on Tinder. And he used to craft his profile to snipe.
Yes.
He would not, but he knew the certain type of woman that was going to respond. That's the other thing about him. He knew, and he played the laws of game, like of averages, right?
Yeah, it's a numbers game. So I don't think men understand that. Like, bro, if you finish the story.
So Jamar comes in because I'm on Tinder. If my wife would listen to this is a lie, by the way. And so I'm on there, and matter of fact, that's when I knew my wife was the one for me, because she heard that ding go off one day. She was like, "What the hell you think this is?" And I was like, She was like, "You don't delete that bullshit." Anywho, but I'm on there and Jamar looking at my shit and he's like, "I can see why you ain't getting no matches."
Damn.
I was like, "What you mean?" Now, mind y'all,
this is a true friend, bro.
Absolutely. But my stats is higher than Jamar. I got, got the car, got the crib, I got all this shit. Allegedly, but it's not on the profile.
Yeah.
He's like, your picture's wrong. Your information on here is wrong. So I fixed it all up like he said, right?
Yeah.
Then he looked at it and he was like, what don't you want? So I'm telling him what I don't.
Yeah.
Anything that came across that screen that wasn't that, he just swiped.
Yeah.
He was like, you got to play the numbers. And then he was like, then you get to pick what comes back.
Exactly.
And so it was just funny to see people actually go through that. But he was the type where it was like multiple women he was talking to at different times. And he's not the only one. I knew girls who used to do the same thing. But what I realized is it is a certain percentage. Funniest story, and then I'll let you go. Match with this girl, and we're out. I meet her. And my boy is weak at this whole time. And I'm like, what the fuck is he laughing at? He came to me and was like, yo, he had matched with the shorty who I matched with, that we was all together. And then she tried to play out like she didn't know who this fucker was. She was like, oh, hey, what's your name? I'm looking at her like, bitch, he just showed me why you was in the bathroom that y'all matched. But whatever, man. But anywho.
I mean, that's dating though.
It is dating.
That's dating.
Shout out to her. She cool.
Yeah, that's the game. And it's like, all right, fellas, all right, you got to understand. For one, if you're cool, a lot of you guys aren't cool.
They are not.
Y'all try to be cool.
Absolutely.
And women can see right through it, right?
Absolutely.
It's like you're trying to carry lumber home in the back of a Corolla. Like, bruh, everyone knows it doesn't fit. You're trying to make it work. So, and that's another, like, one of my good friends, this is my boy, but he's picky.
Okay.
And I always try to remind him, like, bro, it's a numbers game, man.
Yeah.
Like real talk, man. If you swipe 6 women, bro, you ain't about to get no matches.
Nah.
You're not about to get no matches, bro. You're going to have to swipe 60.
Yeah. Absolutely.
To get one.
To get the one.
To get one that you're just interested in chatting. And dating it's a perishable skill.
Yeah.
I went out, what was that, last Friday, Friday before that?
Okay.
And then, it was somebody that I thought was cool, but I wasn't really interested.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wanted to get out the house. She wanted to get out the house. It was a good date.
So glad I don't date no more.
Yeah, but it's like, it's a perishable skill. I was like, let me see if I can sit down and hold a conversation for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And make someone laugh.
Yeah.
And leave them with a memory. Like, it is a perishable skill. I always tell guys, whenever you go out with a woman, it's just two things. This is so fucking simple.
We said it last podcast, said this one. I already know where we're going.
You got to be interesting.
Absolutely.
And you got to be interested.
Look. Come on.
If you don't know where she's from, how long she's been here, how many siblings she has, what brought her here,
look,
has she's from here, has she ever left? Where's her favorite city?
Yeah.
Like, what is her hobbies? There's a million fucking questions that you can ask someone and to find out things about them. Like, if you ever, this is just a life hack. You ever go to a party, and let's say you go to a party, there's nothing but PhDs there.
Yeah.
Right? And you get there, and you're just like, I'm not a biomolecular engineer,
yeah,
physicist, right? And you're just at this super fucking party. Everybody's brilliant as fuck.
Yeah.
All right? It's two things you got to do there. One, ask people questions about themselves.
Yeah.
And talk about what the fuck you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So if you know fucking Cowboys football, then you talk about Cowboys fucking football,
Look,
right?
Man.
Now, that's not going to work on a date. This is dinner party shit.
Absolutely.
But chances are you'll find somebody else that is a fan, right? Now, you don't go up to somebody and be like, I like Dallas Cowboys. No, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But if it's a Thursday night and the game is on and you're there, you just say, you watching the game? Yeah, I'm watching the game. Who's your team? Oh, the Cleveland Browns. Oh, man, I used to work with a dude with like the Cleveland Browns. I'm a Cowboys fan. And then boom, it's conversation. It's commonality, right?
Absolutely.
Even though this person's IQ is 150 and yours is 110, y'all have found a common place to hold a conversation. It's the same fucking thing in dating.
Bro, they trash at dating. Dog.
What is the woman interested in?
These fuckers ain't funny. I told you that.
They're not funny and
they're not interesting.
And here's the thing. What I've realized is that men don't want companionship. What they want is fans.
Absolutely.
They want fans, right?
They want to be rappers. I keep telling you, I've been saying this for about 30 podcasts on this one and the other podcast. These boys want to be Future.
Yeah, they want. So here's the thing about fans, right? Fans, when you winning, they showing
cool.
up. All right? Fans, when you not winning,
there aren't no fans.
Ain't no fans, man. Ain't nothing but the fucking diehards,
Bruh,
right?
It's quiet out there.
It's quiet out there, man. Like, they gotta be born into that shit. Like, they really gotta fuck with you.
Yeah.
Like, I really fuck with the Gamecocks. I don't want to. I hate them. I hate that team, bro. I hate the fucking Carolina Gamecocks.
It's
right?
tough watching y'all on Saturday.
But I'm invested.
Absolutely.
I was born into being invested. Y'all gotta stop wanting women to be fans when you're the South Carolina Gamecocks, right? She ain't invested in you, bruh. You gotta make her invested.
We can't never go back to Columbia.
Man, hey, look, Eric, look.
I love Columbia.
Hate the fucking Gamecocks, man. My aunt destroyed me. She could have easily been a fan of anybody else. She was a Gamecock fan. I started watching football at 3. This is trauma. I need to go talk to my therapist.
Please, never befriend anybody who's from Columbia, South Carolina. Your Saturdays early are ruined, yo. I met Mike and his brother at the peak of my going out, getting shit faced at 2:00 on the afternoon phase on the weekend. And I used to go to Columbia. Let me tell y'all how bad it was. We went to Miami one time. Miami, we on South Beach. And we go to the Clevelander. And if you know, you know. And I'm like, all right, cool. We about to chill. We about to eat. Look at some shorties going out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't play Grand Theft Auto my whole life, so I'm excited to be in Miami, right there where everything pop off at. These boys go inside. I'm all happy. We go upstairs. And then next thing you know, I'm thinking we going upstairs. Mike goes, no. We're going to sit right here. I'm like, for what? The party is upstairs. You know what Mike and them do? Hey, can y'all turn the TV? The Gamecocks playing. I'm like, motherfucker.
Can you put on the South Carolina game?
I said, oh my gosh. I said, ain't no way. And I had to sit my ass there. Next thing you know, I was just going upstairs by myself,
man,
coming down.
We were invested, man. But that's the thing though. Like, look.
Had me rooting for him.
Here's the thing. If you're a guy, you want a woman to be a fan, all right, then this is what's gonna happen to you. It's a meme I read last week. It says that hey, women don't want to deal with the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be at the finish line and fuck the winner, right? So here's the thing: if you can't be interesting to a woman, if you're not interested in that woman, like I swear I don't understand this. I do not understand how you're not interested in a woman. I don't get it, right? Like she can't just be a flat stomach, perky tits, nice legs.
Yeah.
Like she can't just be that to you. Like you please tell me that you believe that there's a person in there, right? Like I do not get how men, how you can only objectify a woman, how you don't want to get to know a woman, especially a beautiful woman. A beautiful woman never gets to talk to folks, man, the way she want to talk to people.
Nah,
because they always putting on around her, man. Like you can't,
oh my God.
You can't be the one original piece in her fucking life,
bruh.
Like, and I say peace, I mean like her tranquility. Like you can't just be that one thing. You can't really be interested in how her day is or what's going on.
I take pictures of beautiful women all the time, and it blows my mind who they end up settling down with sometimes.
Yeah, a six guy,
and I'm like
every fucking time.
And when I meet the dude, I'm thinking to myself, damn, if I was single, I probably would have had a chance with your ass. I'm thinking about that, and then I started looking. I'm like, oh, you like him because he actually listens to you. Yep. He have engaging conversations, and when you meet the dude, you like, damn, bro, kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean he's cool, right? Like he can hold a conversation.
Absolutely,
he wants to take care of her. She's not a piece of meat to him.
Yeah,
and like I said, I don't understand. Again, we started off with the video quote where one guy had matched with 20,000 chicks. But what I like about that is the honesty is that a small percentage of men get all of the women, and this is the thing that. This is why simps fuck it up so bad, because simps think it's money. Simps think that the dudes are spending. No, dudes aren't spending for a woman's time. I mean, unless he wants to. But the thing is, he's actually interesting, and he's interested in that woman. The simp confused that for money.
Absolutely.
So the simp leads with his hand out and a bunch of money in his hand, and then at the end of being destroyed simping. Now his feelings hurt, and he's like, I thought you liked me. And it's like, nah, she didn't like you, but I mean, it's hard to turn down free money.
Look, and now you got to be a terrorist because you're a simp and you a cornball. Hold on, man, because
sisters, how y'all feel? Brothers, y'all all right?
And then she destroys all the brothers.
I need to talk to the ladies for a moment, man. Y'all have. Let me tell you something. We told y'all last week that Cosmopolitan been lying to y'all.
They ain't listen.
They didn't listen.
They did not listen.
And y'all made sure that y'all went on a run this week to say the dumbest shit.
They are on a strong run, man.
And we talking about two women in particular.
Yeah, buddy.
Two great women. I first saw this one young lady in Bring It On when I was a kid, man. And I said, oh, she pretty.
Yeah, she was.
Then I saw her in Bad Boys.
Yeah, she is.
She still is. Yeah. She fine. Seems smart, but you threw me off. You've been throwing me off. Now, I'm talking about Gabrielle Union. Where you want to start at with her? Should we start at the strip club or should we start at her family?
I don't, so I'm like, does she have a new movie coming out? I mean, like, what is... Because this has to be coming from her publicist. It is no way we get three distinct back-to-back stories.
That's all dumb.
That's all like, yo, are you not a married woman with a child with, an
NBA legend?
An NBA legend. Like, life's good right now. Right?
Or is it?
Or is it? All right. The week started out, and I had no intention to talk about this today, but it just kept coming back to back to back. So Gabrielle Union appears to come out as bisexual. That was fucking clickbait headline. But she discussed how she goes to Magic City, or she used to, 10 to 12 times a year and drop like 20, 30 stacks.
And that shit dangerous. That shit across from a Greyhound bus station. But go ahead.
Yeah. But that's part of the appeal of Magic City.
I saw that shit in Atlanta one day. I said, we can't go there.
Yeah, Magic City and Blue Flame. Blue Flame is the spot. Magic City's cool, but Blue Flame is actually the spot.
We should have a strip club podcast.
Oh, man. You know what? Speaking of strip clubs, we were talking about this before air. Would you spend money going to a strip club where women aren't naked?
No. Or what we were really saying was, allegedly in New York, I don't know if it's still, but I know it was a time in New York where they didn't show nipples. You had to wear pasties. So
I mean, what would be the difference between that shit and Hooters? I just go to Hooters.
Exactly. I would not go.
I would not go. I do not go to strip clubs that make women wear bottoms. Like, what was the point?
Yeah.
I mean, I could fly to Miami and just walk to the beach for that shit.
Look, absolutely. And it wasn't until I went to Atlanta. Shout out to Allure. I went in there and I was just blown away. I was in there just staring like, what the fuck? How did y'all get this shit off?
This is because that's what a strip club is.
Look, it was no clothes. Like, they weren't wearing nothing.
Shout out to all the strip clubs in Atlanta and Columbia, South Carolina.
Shout out to Columbia and Atlanta. But so Gabrielle, she used to be addicted to basically strip clubs.
Yeah, and so all right. So for one, I wouldn't want. How do I say this right?
She was a connoisseur.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with going to the strip club with your husband or wife. Nothing wrong with women going to strip clubs. None of that. However, I wouldn't really want that to be the article. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want my wife going on there. And I'd also think whatever woman I married, if I was on Jimmy Kimmel, I don't think she'd want me to go in there and tell how much I enjoy Magic City, right?
Yeah,
she's home with the
double
kids.
Standard.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people be like, that's misogynist, that's sexist, that's piggish.
Yeah.
So I kind of see it the same way. Like, I kind of see, like, Gabrielle, like, what are you doing to D Wade, man? And then we got the article where she says,
oh, by the way, she even says on Jimmy Kimmel, that's not really what my husband is into, which I found fucking funny. But go ahead.
I actually can believe that.
Yeah.
So she goes and she does that, and then she goes to say, that the woman she is today would not have stayed with Dwayne Wade during the cheating. So I mean, like, that's like your wife looking over there and saying, like, I shouldn't have stayed with you? The fuck?
So, all right. So here we go. The woman I am today so for those who not know, they have a break baby. Wade has a break baby.
Yeah.
And it was one of them things where they were together, then they weren't, then a baby come out, and then they're magically back together.
Which had to be painful for her because we know that she's had problems conceiving, and then this dummy go out here and get a stranger pregnant and it
comes back. And it makes sense, but I think what we're trying to get at is some shit just don't have to be said out loud, bro.
It doesn't. Some stuff is only meant for pillow talk. Like, absolutely. You do not have to go there and say, you know what, the person I am now, I would not be with you, but you're with me. The fuck you talking about?
Man, I know a young lady, man. Her man.
I'm starting to think Dwayne Wade got a humiliation kink.
Do you think so?
I'm starting to think so. I'm starting to think that being openly humiliated turns him on. So if you watch Billions, right? Chuck Rhodes has a humiliation kink with his wife, right?
I'm thinking about all the things. This might make sense.
And I'm starting to think that maybe. You
remember when he used to do interviews and Gabrielle, come up behind him and she'll like talk shit to him about his game, and he used to just smirk at her.
Yeah,
it was kidding, but it's almost one of them things like, maybe.
And we're not saying that Dwayne Wade has a humiliation kink. I'm just starting to say
we just speculate.
It looks like that he may, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you do, we do not sex shame on this podcast. Whatever the fuck you into,
please.
As long as hey, you're not infringing on another motherfucker's liberties.
Yeah,
just
don't come in my bedroom.
Go on and go forth and prosper. But then she wrapped shit up saying that her family thought that Dwayne Wade was after her money.
Okay, that was a red flag for me. I had saw the strip club thing, so I was like, all right, whatever. And to be fair, I saw the whole thing. I might be bisexual. I was like, I clicked on it, read a few lines. I said, all right, this is clickbait. I'm out. That line right there. Fast forward to this. How?
Dwayne Wade is worth like what, 300?
He has to be
400. There ain't many actors and even fewer actresses.
Yeah,
worth 100 million.
Absolutely.
So
I'm kind of confused. You got a man who has equity in companies, shoe companies. You have a man who's made great money playing basketball in a state that doesn't have any state tax.
Yeah.
You have a guy who's now on TV. He can get any job he wants. You know what I'm saying? And you talking about your family was concerned. How? Do they not know who he was? That's the only reason why I could say that. But then my thing is like, why are we even talking about this if they found out very quick who he was? It doesn't take it don't take a few Googles to realize like, oh, he out-earns my wife tremendously.
Yeah, my daughter, my niece, whoever it is, like, yeah, like he's substantially more wealthier. So it was just, going back to the Erykah Badu, clip, right? Ladies, y'all all right out there?
Well, somebody else topped Gabrielle Union.
Oh man.
Jada Pinkett Smith, I want to know what the hell is going on. Because we're in a situation where she can't really help herself. And my thing is, you said something before we get into this. You said something about her maybe last year when she was going through that shit with Will. And you said, I hope Will is all right. And I hope there's some type of prenup or something, because she just seemed to be going off the rails. And I guess you were saying like in the state they from, something to do with marriage.
In California, you get smashed over the head for spousal support.
Yeah.
And
shout out to
support.
Dr. Ray.
Yeah, so and I was just wondering, because I don't think Will is a bad guy. Will's from Philly, so I don't think Will's a punk.
Yeah.
Especially understanding how rap music had to evolve during the 80s. I don't think you could make a rap album without drug money during the 80s.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't think I don't think Will is a punk by any stretch of the imagination. But I think Will, he's grown and he's matured, right? He's settled. And as men, we always say we want a woman to be our piece, right? Well, us men who don't want a fan, right? Us men who actually want companionship.
Yeah.
We kind of want that woman to be our piece. And I think it's dangerous when you self-select someone that's not your piece. And I think it's even more dangerous when that shit start creeping into your 50s and 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And with Jada being 50 plus, 52, 53 years old.
She in mid-50s.
And saying, I want to learn how to love, right? Like 30 years ago, maybe?
No, bro. Now,
20 years ago, maybe?
Nah, because she was
10 years ago, maybe.
Every year you in love with Tupac.
Yeah, so at what point do you admit that what I'm doing is selfish, right? This man, how this man is taking care of me and investing in me, right? Interested and interesting, right? He's obviously interested in her, and he's obviously an interesting fucking man. At what point, as a woman, do you say, I need to stop being selfish? and that's, to me, look, if Dwayne Wade's happy and if Will Smith is happy, then I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that they're doing anything wrong in their relationship, but I'm saying from the outside, right? Like, you're putting this out here for us to see. Yeah. Right? We don't know you. So this is what you're projecting. You're putting this out here. If you see that, and if you're dating a woman that is like that, as a man, is that what you want? I'm going to say the majority of men isn't going to want their woman, saying, I ain't never loved anybody and you've been married for 30 years. Yeah. Right? And I understand the sentiment. I think one of the things that I said on podcasts and seasons past is, once my son was born, I was like, man, like, this is what true love is, right? And then I had to recalibrate and start loving people according to that, because I just didn't know. Yeah, it was something that I learned, but once I learned it, I was like, yo, I owe this kind of love to my son's mother. I owe this kind of love to my parents. I owe this kind of love to my siblings. I owe this kind of love to my friends. Yeah. That was an immediate thing. I didn't have to say, gosh, man, I need to learn. And she has kids. Like, this is what's blowing me away. Like, what do you mean you want to learn how to love at 53? The accountability part would be like, yo, I've really fucked some people over and I need to try to repair and recover from that. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Jada, every time I look up, it seemed like she do shit just for this red table talk, man. And it's kind of like, it's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, all right, every time we turn around, you posting something Tupac did for you 20-something, 30-something years ago. And you talking about how much, Tupac wrote this when he was asleep, and it's a poem that he wrote me when he was daydreaming. Like, all right, cool,
this is the thing. Our respect for Tupac was through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
I mean, she keep talking about him. It ain't helping. I just put it like that.
It ain't
helping.
You doing that. Then we turn around. You got August Alsina who went through the ringer. And pray for that brother, because I saw something he posted. I know he's been sick, and the way he's talking about it, the way one of his tweets was going one day, he act like he don't have too much longer on this earth. And it was kind of like scary reading that in real time. But,
damn,
him talking about that, and then most people labeling you as a predator because it was predator-ish. That, and then you come out and you got kids, grown kids, you got kids out here who trying to change the world and who trying to do something cool with their lives, and you talking about something, I need to learn how to love it at 50 something, and it's everything that you go through seems to circle right back to that damn red table with a mic in front of you, and it's like. It's Facebook. Is this really that serious for Facebook?
Well, I mean, and here's the thing. If everything is centered around you, right? I need to learn this. I need to do this. This needs to happen for me. At some point, do you say, okay, I'm being selfish? Like, I need to stop being selfish. Because if not, that is narcissistic behavior.
Absolutely.
Because you're emotionally abusive, you're manipulative, and you're selfish, right? Like, these are all the things that narcissists do. Like, nothing is ever your fault. And I know everyone like to throw the term around, except for when it's someone that's repeating shit that you like to agree with.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, well, I don't know what she is. I mean, she's just doing what she do and making money on, Facebook TV. Anyway.
But that's where we at with that. Real quick before we hop up out of here, the NBA said they ain't paying people who don't want to get the vaccine. Brooklyn, if y'all can get rid of Kyrie, please do it.
Nah, Kyrie gonna be stuck there, bro. Y'all enjoy that.
Bruh, I'm just like, man, whatever. The NFL, shout out to Jay-Z. I'm only giving you credit for this because the NFL gave you that bullshit job that you, instead of giving you the team real quick, they gave you that bullshit title of entertainment or whatever. For those who don't know, the next NFL team that becomes available, Jay-Z is getting it.
I think it's gonna be the Broncos, actually.
Yeah, is that you see the Pelicans don't they own the Saints too?
Yeah, I think so.
They trying to sell. The wife, she wrote, she trying to sell, but whatever's going on, she don't want the team to move. That's her only issue. And I think the NFL and the city of New Orleans is gonna work with her family, whoever, like whatever goes on. It's something crazy. I was reading, it's like she wants to sell. She wants the team to stay, and then she wants to donate the proceeds of what's made off of it to families in New Orleans.
Like, that'd be dope.
So it's like,
that'd be dope.
It's super cool because I guess she's like,
I don't like New Orleans though.
Yeah, it's
and this is another against people that are from Louisiana or New Orleans. I'm claustrophobic, and New Orleans sit below the lake and the ocean. I don't like that.
It's muggy, it's hot. It's actually a dope place to be, but it's like
for 4 blocks.
Yeah.
It's like it's I don't like it. The food is great.
Food is bomb.
Food is great, but I do not like knowing that I am below the ocean.
Yes, it is kind of weird, like when you see it, and then
that bothers me.
But whatever happens, Jay-Z is getting the next team. But Jay-Z, I'm gonna give you credit for this because the NFL gave you that bullshit title. The next halftime Super Bowl show is gonna be Dre, it's gonna be Snoop, it's gonna be Eminem, Mary J. Blige, which to me is kind of random.
Mary J. is definitely random, being an LA show.
Yeah,
and like she's New York.
Yeah, and then Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, because Eminem kind of makes sense because
Dr. Dre.
Yeah, Dre definitely makes sense. Kendrick Lamar, who I'm not a fan of, but
that's my guy. What?
I'm not a Kendrick fan.
Oh
man.
my gosh, we're not gonna go there.
Yeah,
that's so disrespectful.
I did To Pimp a Butterfly, and I was like,
that shit was great.
It was great.
What?
It was good effort. It's great effort. It was. I'm gonna listen to it on the way home. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be
absolutely.
Wrong. I'm gonna check it out on the way home.
Kendrick Lamar has the best starting 3 discography since Kanye West. There, I said it. I'm not even gonna argue with nobody else. Nobody else has a better starting 3 than nobody has a better starting probably 5 than Ye. And then Kendrick probably he's up there. Damn, To Pimp a Butterfly, and Good Kid, Mad City are
I
great
mean,
albums.
if you leave out Outkast, which is understandable because they're the GOATs.
Yeah, they came before.
Yeah, I can see why someone would say that. I wouldn't say that. I mean, Ye is his best start.
Yeah.
Ye and Outkast are like totally different levels when they come out with the first 3 albums, because I mean it's hard to beat Southern Playalistics, ATL, and Aquemini.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have a hard time.
It's a hard out.
Beating out.
It's a hard out. There. But so this right here, I just my question to you is, what's your favorite Super Bowl halftime show?
Oh man, that's easy. Prince in the Rain. Like look, that Super Bowl show was so good. Like I probably watch that on YouTube like once a year.
The old heads.
Like, I probably like once a year, I probably throw that thing in there, man. Like when the guy's telling the story about the Super Bowl, like I mean you matter of fact, I think the Super Bowl probably plays that shit once a year. Where they're like, Prince, it's gonna rain. It's like, is there anything we can do? And Prince said, can you make it rain some more? that motherfucker smooth. That boy good. Boy good.
I remember I was talking shit about Prince one time when I was younger. And I was saying something, questioning Prince's sexuality. My dad looked at me. He was like, he'll take any girl you ever dreamed of.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever, man.
Hey, but it goes back to where we started, right? Hey, a small percentage of men get all of the women.
Look,
and if any of y'all guys are not that dude, hey, man, apologies. Don't know what that's like.
Look,
but
good
do
luck.
get married. Get married as soon as you can. And be faithful to your woman, man.
Please do, because if you don't, she'll make an example out of your ass.
Yeah, and it's hard out here in these streets, man.
Bruh.
Like, I don't like it. I can manage, but I don't like it out here in these streets, man.
Bruh, it's dangerous. I was telling Mike off mic, I was like, yo, man, these chicks want you to pay for their homegirls. They want to tell you it's the first date. They homegirls show up, and you got to cover the table.
Girl. I'm not paying. But you know what? No. Oh, man, we skipped this part right here.
All right.
Dudes don't really understand how to fucking date, man. Like,
no.
Bro, like a woman gives you every clue to how to date her.
Yeah.
All you got to do is like, yo, you got an Instagram? Go to her Instagram, scroll through that motherfucker, man.
Yep.
Like, she got 300 pictures up there. She probably done tagged locations in half of them. See what she likes, man.
And stop going out with chicks who really ain't that interested with you. It was a thing on Baller Alert was talking about, ladies, do y'all have you ever went out on a date just because you was hungry? Like you didn't like, and the responses was dudes like, I can't believe women are saying yeah. And I'm like, duh, did y'all not have a homegirl? First of all, we need to have a conversation one day about the perfect crew. Because the perfect crew includes, in your perfect crew should include a female who would tell you the truth about women.
Yeah, look, you need to be friends with at least 2 or 3 women.
And I used to have my homegirls tell me like, yo, man, these chicks is out here getting free meals.
Yeah, and here's the thing. All right, here's the second thing. Stop taking women out to eat on the first fucking date any fucking way before you've gotten to know her.
Absolutely.
Now, I mean, now, if she stays in Atlanta, you stay in Charlotte, and y'all been talking, for the last month and a half, and she comes in town, then yeah, you might want to have dinner.
Absolutely.
Right? But if you met her on Thursday, why the fuck are you offering to take her to Fleming's on Sunday? That's stupid.
Stupid.
Don't do that.
Don't do that dumb
like,
shit.
you know what I'm saying? Like, text her, talk to her, and then when she hits you up on Sunday, be like, what you doing? Be like, oh, yo, I'm just out here watching the games at Wild Wings. What you doing? Oh, I ain't doing nothing. Shit, you want to come through? And if she's interested, bro, she's going to say yes. Y'all first date will be at fucking Wild Wings, bro.
And y'all be having fun. Y'all drink.
Yeah.
Watch the game.
Or you'll be at, I'm just throwing names like, but a place like Slate or, a bowling. Like, give her the option to show up.
Stop taking her to Steak 48.
Yeah, like stop doing these
mad.
Flemings and Steak 48 and the Palms. And then, at the end of the date, you like, yo, man, she just used me for a fucking meal.
I ain't even get no ass.
Bro,
Shut up.
you're not funny. You're not interesting. You don't know shit about her. You don't know how long she's been here.
And you got your steak well done. That's exactly why her ass didn't want to talk to you.
Yeah, like, look, if you go get a steak well done, just don't order a steak.
Don't order a fucking steak.
Don't order a steak, man.
All right, man, before we get out of here, what is our simp post of the week?
All right.
My favorite part of the podcast.
Let me get
Just to before we
get
get there, it's going to your phone.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the podcast is the simp post of the week, simply because y'all simps make me, I get a good laugh off.
Yeah,
y'all.
man, they make life
At the
easy.
situation,
Absolutely.
I looked at her and I was like, she is straight up a really good planner.
So who you talking about?
Chick, Brittany, you are really good at planning
Bundle of
your
Brittany.
future, and she she planned her future.
She did.
She's an ex-soccer player.
Mm-hmm.
She planned her future. This is how well she planned it. Not only did she have a baby with a multimillionaire, she had a baby with an athlete, and she's an athlete, knowing that she's going to hopefully have her kid be an athlete. Like she is literally keeping the bloodline
career plan.
And she picked a good candidate. This is a good kid to have, he's a phenom at 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
So she's a really good planner. I'm still a fan of hers too. So I just
listen, she's an attractive girl. I can understand why the condom might get thrown out the window.
All right.
Shut the fuck up, Vlad.
Simp post of the week is the last 3 seconds by fucking Vlad. Like, because a woman is beautiful, a condom get thrown out. That's some simp fucking shit. But it's from DJ Vlad. Not fucking surprised.
Vlad is, first of all, you got me blocked on Twitter. You are a cornball amongst all cornballs. The whole thing of, if you don't know who DJ Vlad is, you're doing yourself a great favor. But DJ Vlad, he is a chameleon where he will adjust to whoever's in front of him.
Yeah.
So if it's somebody's black, he adjusts and saying some shit. Or if it's somebody cool, it's somebody who's slick, he adjusts. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen somebody like DJ Vlad. If you ever notice when somebody's like a baller, they get up there, they talking about crazy shit. DJ Vlad first thing is like, oh, Big Meech flew me out. He says that all the fucking time because that sounds cool to him, right?
Yeah.
So when you got John Salley here, who probably had a bunch of women. For those who don't know, I think John Salley used to have the biggest house in Georgia at one point in time. If you Google it, the house was fucking huge. He had to sell it. It's like a museum now. It's something fucking crazy. And you saying, oh, Britney's bad. I could see how the condom gets thrown out. That lets me know DJ Vlad probably hasn't got laid enough.
Well,
with the amount of money
and he's susceptible to a beautiful woman, right?
Yeah.
Because the fact that he think that's cool to say to John fucking Salley, right?
Yeah.
To an athlete, either lets you know that either this dude is, just a cornball of all fucking cornballs,
which is true,
or he thinks that little of black men, right? And we can discuss that on DJ Vlad at a later date.
That's a whole podcast.
Yeah. But the reason why we played that is, we're not haters of Bundle of Brittany, man.
Shout out to you, Brittany.
Yeah, Bundle of Brittany is running a business, and PJ Washington is the sole investor.
Look.
So, big ups to fucking Bundle of Brittany. And with the way John Salley, the reason why we played that is because, one, Simp post with what Vlad said at the end, but DJ Salley kind of like, not DJ Salley, John Salley.
Yeah.
He kind of nailed the shit, man. And I want you to listen to this part because he nails it even more. Because the business of having a baby with athletes, I did not know this part right here.
What's that? Oh gosh.
So a cool, smart thing would be if he really had to pay her, say he had to pay her $50,000 a month, right? Okay. $600,000 a year. And what he would want to do is take $6 million, put it in his life insurance, and pay it from the interest. And then at the end of 18 years, you can keep the money for the kid, or you can take it all away and split it and be done. That's the smart thing to paying that amount. But
now that's crazy. So evidently, there's a whole economy, to being a fucking baby mama,
absolutely,
out here,
bro.
Jeez.
It's mind blowing how these athletes get got. First of all, it's mind blowing how stupid athletes are.
Like, so you put $3 million, right? Because John Salley said 6, but
yeah,
I'm assuming she's not going to get $50,000 a month in child support.
She can't
in North Carolina.
No.
So I'm going to assume that she's probably going to get somewhere between, let's say between 12 and 18.
Kid going to Charlotte Latin twice over. Like, anyway, go ahead.
So, but 18,000 would be roughly about $230 a year, right?
Okay.
$230, $250 a year.
Yeah, somewhere right now.
All right, that's a good living to be a mom.
Absolutely, $250,000 to be a baby mama.
that is a good living, but he pays for it by putting $3 million into a annuity, and then just collecting the interest on that annuity and letting that interest pay for the child support,
bruh.
So maybe athletes are having babies because this is the only way they can save money.
Man. PJ, you a sucker, my dude. But and you know what? One thing is, he said this about Britney, which I found funny because he said she, being an athlete, reproduced with another athlete, And that makes me think about the time when Chad Ochocinco talked about how he only had he reproduced with women who were former athletes.
Yeah.
And he was like, for him, he was like, look, it's about reproducing and creating, having certain genes so that this can continue.
Yeah.
And I thought that was mind blowing. He was like, some people find it weird. He was like, but why wouldn't you? He was like, why wouldn't you have, why wouldn't you reproduce with somebody that's also who comes from a whole family that's super intelligent?
Yeah.
He's like, if your family is intelligent, he's like, you're doing great.
Yeah. I mean, yes and no.
Absolutely,
because we do fall right a little bit into colonialism with this thought process.
Oh, it sounds nuts.
Are we getting this from the Anglo supremacy structure? So it's a little bit out there. But I always say that I don't understand why NBA guys do not have children with WNBA players. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that. Like, you could not get me to date an Instagram model.
Yeah.
Who's
5'2".
Yeah. When Candace Parker's out here, man, or
she fine.
Yeah.
Skylar's
out here.
Yeah.
Dee Richards is like you could. Why am I dating an Instagram girl when Dee Richards is like 6'1"?
Yeah.
And gosh, she's so fine, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would I not date Dee? And here's the thing, all right. You ain't even got to just date Dee, right? You can date Dee and Skylar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you make $25 million a year. Like, you don't have to date one. I don't understand why NBA players are not practicing hypergamy with WNBA players.
They're not smart.
Like, I don't get that. Like, this woman understands everything about your life. She understands practice. She understands coaches. She understands injuries. She understands travel. She understands groupies on the road. She understands fans. If a woman has played basketball at a major Division I college institution, she already knows. Yeah, right. She already knows how women are throwing themselves at athletes, right? She's used to everything. I do not understand. If I am a professional athlete, I'm only dating beautiful WNBA players.
Yeah.
Or soccer players. I'm dating somebody who's also earning a living as a professional fucking athlete.
But nope, y'all want the chick who's selling flat tummy tea. And so it's mind blowing fucking to me. Anyway, y'all want to thank y'all for tuning in, for checking out. This is what episode? I know I'm saying this at the end. It's 11?
11.
Shout out to us, still going strong.
Man, we got some content too. Like, if this is your first time listening,
shout out to
and
you.
You finding us on YouTube, shouts out to you.
Absolutely.
Go back through the old episodes. We are putting out quality fucking shit.
Absolutely.
And our shit is better than the other dudes' shit in the manosphere.
And they lying,
it ain't even close. And they're definitely lying. They definitely lying.
And we're going to holler at y'all next time.
Holler at your boy.